a high.
Team, please. Just checking on the injury situation and illness as well. How are Thiago, Firmino, and Joel Matip, and what's their likely availability for this game tomorrow?
I think all trained yesterday, full, and so not sure yet what we make of that exactly, to be honest, because we have to see how they react until today. So Thiago was only a week out. That probably would be fine, but I have to wait for it. Joel was only 3-4 days, I think, so he is fine, I would say. And with Bobby, it was longer out. It was the first session, so we have to see if we have to stress that or if it makes probably sense to give him just a few more days with proper training, because we obviously don't train properly today. It's -1 session. It's tactical stuff, not high intensity, and Bobby might need something else. So we'll see that, but they are all in training.
At 2-0 then, and with home advantage, what danger is there still in this tie for you?
The danger everyone knows about. So it's a 2-0. I think it's the lead which got turned over most often in the history of football. So because if you have at halftime being 2-0 up, and you have a team who thinks we are halfway through, then you are already on the wrong path. And so we are long enough in this. We know that it's a much better result than I would have expected, to be honest. Before we played there, the game didn't look like we will win it 2-0 for most of the time. It was a really tough tie and a really difficult game to play. We knew before they have quality. After that, we knew they have real quality. And so now they will show up here. Won the last game, I think 5-6-0. Yes, against the bottom team of the table. But still really impressive. Martinez scored. Thiago scored. Gosens is back. When you saw the game, then you are really happy that Barrea is not playing, because he set up, I think, 3 or 4. That's a really good, really experienced team, and they don't come here as tourists. I know that they want to chase the game, and that's what we want to do, because we are not a team who defends results or whatever, tries to get through somehow. We want to attack the game again, and yeah, let's see what we can get for it.
Thank you very much. Juliet, anything for yourself, or is it no? Okay. Hands in the room then before we go to Zoom. Carl Markham, and then we'll go to James from TalkSport, who's on the computer.
I know you complain sometimes about the amount of pictures you play, but is getting into a rhythm and getting some momentum playing now, as you are going to be doing Saturday, Tuesday, or Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, helpful to you and helpful to the players?
Only when you can make changes. If you cannot make changes, no. We play Sunday. We played now the final on Sunday, then Wednesday, then Saturday, now Tuesday. That's actually a horrible schedule. So if we can make changes on decisive positions, like in the machine room, midfield, blah blah blah, and these kind of things, if we can do that, then it's possible. If not, then not. Maybe I start out of the blue with it, but it's essential that at one point that we go again for the 5 subs in the Premier League. It is, because we have 3 competitions and we have 5 subs, and one we don't have that. But even for the team, if you don't have 3 competitions, only 2 makes so much difference. And I don't understand why it takes that long to understand it, because the Premier League has to save their top class players as well. It cannot be that we do it because some clubs think it would be an advantage for the bigger clubs. It's not about an advantage. It's about the game. So you keep the players in a better place. You have then get much less injuries, definitely over the years. We will see that if we finally introduce it, and so that's helped as well. We had obviously 5 subs in the final, 5 in the cup, and 3 now the weekend, but. That's really important. So the schedule is fine for us. We are used to a tough rhythm. That's not a problem. But Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday is really tough, and it's not perfect. But we could make changes. That's why we will be ready again.
You so rarely take Mo off or we do take off late. Was the weekend with one eye on today or tomorrow, or Was it a tactical thing, or what was he thinking with his substitution?
It's exactly the same substitution like it's for all other players. Usually you leave more on because he is obviously that desperate to score a goal. And if the situation gives it to us that we have counter attacking, then it makes absolutely sense to leave him on the pitch for this one thing. Mo always defends until the end. We just had we had the opportunity to bring a fresh player, and in Diogo Jota, obviously, and that's why we made the decision for this time like this. But no further reason.
I apologise for some of the hands we can't get to. We are going to go over to the screen now. So we'll go for James from TalkSport, then Max from DAZN in Germany, and Dave Maddock, and then we'll come back in the room to finish off. But James from TalkSport.
Hi, Jurgen. Yesterday, Pep Guardiola said that Liverpool were the toughest opponent that he's faced as a manager. That's quite some statement, isn't it?
Yeah. I can give that back. Huh? Easily. I could say City is the toughest opponent I ever had, but I should not forget, I faced him already at Bayern, so I cannot say that it was much easier. It's just a different situation. No, I know what he means. We push each other on insane levels. We pushed each other on insane levels in the last few years. The amount of points both teams collected, okay, we couldn't cope with it last year for obvious reasons. But in the other years, we were really around. And how I said, I don't think City would get the amount of points they will get this year if we wouldn't be around. And the other way around is pretty much the same. It's good, but a lot of games to play. So we will see. We will see where we end up.
Okay. Max, we go to you. In Germany, it needs to be in English, I'm afraid, the manager's answer as it stands at the moment. Is that a problem? Or are you still okay?
So the question in German or in English?
English would be preferable.
English would be better. Okay. Jürgen, your team looks incredibly strong, especially under pressure. How do you rate the current level of your team compared to the championship year and the year of the Champions League title? Would be perfect if the answer is in Germany.
That's obviously not possible.
Actually, with UEFA's indulgence, I'm happy for you to answer in German if you wish to, but that's fine. I think
okay, what was the question again? Ja, wir sind da, wir haben das gleiche Level, gleiche Niveau, würde ich sagen. Ist aber auch notwendig. Ich glaube, wir haben in der Champions League-Saison, die wir gewonnen haben, haben wir in der Liga eine unglaubliche Saison gespielt. Wir sind wegen einem Punkt nicht Meister geworden und danach dann offensichtlich sind wir gerade mal kurz davon gelaufen. Die Konstanz, mit der die Mannschaft agiert, ist wirklich beeindruckend, muss ich sagen. Und so die Anzahl an Ergebnissen, die wir geholt haben, ist beeindruckend. Und jetzt haben wir am Wochenende ein Spiel gewonnen, die wir nicht berauschend waren. Zeigt dann einfach, dass es erstens auch möglich ist und zweitens man trotzdem gewinnen kann. Und das hat dieses Wochenende besonders süß gemacht. Aber jetzt, wir müssen im Moment relativ oft darüber sprechen, wie gut wir sind. Dabei ist noch gar nichts passiert. Es gab einen Cup zu gewinnen, den haben wir gewonnen, aber bei allen anderen sind wir sicher nicht Favorit, allen anderen Wettbewerben. Und deshalb haben wir noch ein bisschen was vor und gucken dann nach der Saison, wie man das genau vergleichen kann.
Thank you, Max. Just anything interesting? Or is it no?
Yeah.
Dave, back to English, please, if possible. Dave Maddox.
Jurgen, my German's not very good. My German's not very good, so I'd almost like to ask you to repeat that in English, but I'll ask a slightly different question. You've obviously got to beat a fantastic team in Inter to get through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, but it must be not sobering, but it must be sometimes you must stop and think, well, this is such a challenge that you've got to beat Inter, but then you'll almost certainly have to beat Chelsea or Manchester City to win the Champions League, and obviously in the league you're going to have to beat Chelsea and Manchester City, and in the FA Cup, if you can get through against Forest or Huddersfield, you have to beat them as well, and that must be, I mean, I don't know, how do you feel about that? Is that a good thing, a bad thing, or does it sometimes make you depressed, sometimes make you a huge challenge?
Yeah, that was exactly the same question the German colleague asked. Oh, he couldn't hear it. No, it was not. So that's right. So, but we may start with the Inter issue we have. So like we should not forget. I think when we saw the draw, when you all saw the draw, you thought as well. That's the toughest one probably in the you could get, and for us it's just normal. I can't remember that we had kind of a draw where I thought, oh yeah, okay, but I don't think these things usually, but even I'm a human being, I think, okay, that's doable or whatever. But it's always like this. You always get these kind of opponents, and in the Champions League, it's in. And yes, in the Premier League and FA Cup and in all other competitions, it's not only City and not only Chelsea. It's we play so many other teams as well. It's the strongest league in the world, no doubt about that. Where we're in, so there's no easy games, but it's the challenge, and actually we enjoy it. We spoke in a press conference about it. I think if we wouldn't be here this year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, then City would have been champion in February. So because we're around, it was tighter. If City would not be here, I think we had a good chance that we would be champions. But we are here, and they are here, and the other teams are here as well. So it's completely hypothetical and not interesting. It's a challenge, but we like challenges, and we are used to it. We play the strongest teams in the world, and on a specific point in each competition, you will face the strongest teams in the world. That's why I said I didn't watch the last few Carabao Cup finals, to be honest, before we played now. But this game we played there, that was completely different level for me. It was unbelievable intensity, 120 minutes like this. That's because Liverpool and Chelsea face each other. It's great for the supporters. It's great for everybody involved in football that you can have games like this. Usually finals are kind of, not so exciting, a lot of tactics, stuff like this. But when these calibers face each other, then it's all in. And I think that's really good for football. And I come back, and that's why we need 5 subs. I tell you. And I don't know why you're laughing. It's not funny. We need 5 subs.
Any final ones in the room? I thought, and it's Firmino is the player who's coming. No, all good. Fantastic. Thank you very much.